these guys hacked with the intention of making money off it. And not everybody's going to be like Sony and Insomniac and not pay. All right, an update on the Insomniac Games hack. They have made a statement about this. They put it out on Twitter earlier today. And it's more or less what you'd expect from something like this. Did y'all see this earlier today?
Oh, I did not.
Okay, it says, well, I'll tell you what, Blabs, do you want to read this? Actually, no, I'll read it just to save your poor voice. Thank you for the outpouring of compassion and unwavering support. It's deeply appreciated. We're both saddened and angered about the recent criminal cyber attacks on our studio and the emotional toll it's taken on our dev team. We have focused inwardly for the last several days to support each other. We are aware that the stolen data includes personal information belonging to our employees, former employees, and independent contractors. It also includes early development details about Marvel's Wolverine for PlayStation 5. We continue working quickly to determine what data was impacted. This experience has been extremely distressing for us. We want everyone to enjoy the games we develop as intended and as our players deserve. However, like Logan, Insomniac is resilient. Marvel's Wolverine continues as planned. The game is in early production and will no doubt greatly evolve through development, as do all our plans. While we appreciate everyone's enthusiasm, we will share official information about Marvel's Wolverine when the time is right. On behalf of everyone at Insomniac, thank you for your ongoing support during this challenging time. So there you go. It's kind of a generic thing. Obviously, it's like this sucks and it's impacted everybody. Which, we've talked about this at length on the show over the last few days about some of the journalists who are like, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about this leak because it's hacked information and blah, blah, blah. Which I think is like really tone deaf. Now, I think there's a line in the sand when it comes to personal information, which you obviously don't talk about. But I think all the games and everything is fair game. Des, do you have any thoughts on this? Did you follow this story at all?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Again, it's like I wish that people would like hack into again, like politicians and stuff, that could actually be really useful. I mean, not to say this isn't. I mean, it's interesting to kind of know what's coming, but I think it sucks. Like the personal information was released, right, from the people.
Yeah.
So that's not cool.
I had this realization about this afterwards. They didn't release all the data. Like 2% of the data was not released. They said they released 98% of it. And apparently somebody bought the 2% of the data, which was not released because they offered it up to everybody, including Sony. So my question is, why didn't Sony reach out and buy the personal information from their employees back?
Interesting. That's kind of a tricky scenario because it's like, A, you're rewarding a hacker, but B, you also don't have any guarantee that they definitely still would not release that information. That's a gamble right there. I actually think they made the right move not buying that because you don't know anyway, and you're also rewarding someone hacking into your stuff. So then more people are going to follow suit and try to get money. Ultimately, I think at the end of the day, it's the personal information. That's the damage that was really done here. In terms of what they released from the Wolverine game, I think everybody who already likes what Insomniac is doing, already liked the mainstream AAA open world stuff full of scripted sequences and flashy graphics, they're going to be excited about what was released because it did, look good in terms of polish and stuff. And those who aren't into that stuff like me, it didn't change my mind, but it didn't it just looked pretty par for the course. So I don't think that part negatively affected them.
I kind of think it did. I mean, spoiler alerts, if you hear what happens in that new Suicide Squad game, most people are like, "Fuck that, I'm out." Like Fear the Beardo, he was all for it, and then they broke down all the spoilers. He's like, "I'm not fucking buying this."
Oh, I see. Yeah, I didn't see all that. I
know what happens.
The Wolverine stuff,
not good. Yeah, but also to further your point, Melonie, how do you know that if you buy everything back, that it was actually everything that they stole. What if there's more stuff? Then they're like, oh, wait, this is everything. But then they have all this other information still. So
Right.
It's like, how do you know? So yeah.
Right.
I think there's
yeah.
no win-win situation after you get hacked.
Somebody bought something, and we don't know what that 2% of the data was.
Mhm.
So
Right.
there's something that's still out there, which is honestly kind of concerning. You
How
know?
funny would it be if like a competitor company bought it?
Right, right, right. Man,
Like, oh, Xbox bought this.
oh boy. Well, that's something that we'll see what happens. I mean, do you think we'll see more hacked data? I mean, we've talked about the GTA 6 hack. We've talked about this hack with
It's a
Insomniac.
trend.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mhm.
hacking will be a trend forever. You know, if
Right.
there's,
Yeah.
if there's an opportunity. Like, once again, what did this guy gain from the GTA 6 hack? Nothing, right? He gained notoriety, maybe, and
Mhm.
he gained more or less a sentence for the rest of his life, right?
Right.
Potentially. You know, these guys hacked with the intention of making money off it, and not everybody's going to be like Sony and Insomniac and not pay. I would have to think that there's got to be some going back to like government officials that have some skeletons in their closet that would be
Mhm.
willing to pay several $1 million to keep things shut. You know,
True.
you're talking about people's life's careers and stuff like that. So who knows? Who knows? But I think gaming, as they said when they were interviewed about it, was like it was very easy to hack. It took them like 25 minutes to hack all that information out, which, if you're going to do 25 minutes of work and get $2 million for it, it's like, hey, you got to think there's other targets out there. So
Goodness, I don't know what they've got to lock that stuff down better. That's all I know. Because my goodness, how?
I will say this. I think the one that stands to gain the most out of this is obviously Wolverine is the game, because
Mhm.
what you're going to see, people right now are making decisions on Wolverine based off of like alpha footage of this game that
Right.
like it looks fine, but still it's, it'd be like, it looks like, an imitation, whatever. Right. So when they actually show a trailer for this in a year or 18 months from now, when it's ready to be seen, and then they show off the game, people can actually see like a before and
Mhm.
after. And I think people can be like, wow, they've really worked hard on this. Holy crap. And it could actually turn people around on the game. I think that's my thought on the whole. But what do you think about this? Leave us a comment down below. We read every single one of them. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button because you have found your home for common sense in the gaming and entertainment worlds.